Today I'm going to talk about language learning aptitude. So what is language learning aptitude? Very shortly and frankly speaking, it's some kind of talent in language learning and how fast, how easily we can learn and acquire target language. In this video, I'm going to talk about the three elements which are related to this language learning aptitude. And then I would like to share my own opinion and thoughts regarding this language learning aptitude. The first one is phonetic coding ability. Phonetic coding ability. So this is like very frankly speaking, it's about some kind of ability, hearing or listening ability to acknowledge the difference, phonetic difference between the target language and your own language, your first language. For example, when if you speak English, the pronunciation light and right are completely different, right? But for Japanese people, for us, this L and R sound very similar. Like we don't kind of see the difference phonetically, and it's very hard for us to kind of pronounce those sounds as well. So this is the phonetic coding ability. Whether we can kind of listen to the new sound and acknowledge that the sound is quite different, and at the same time whether we can acquire and be able to produce the sound which does not exist in your first language or the language that you don't know. So this is the phonetic coding ability. The second important element regarding language learning aptitude is language analytic ability. So this is whether we can analyze a new sentence, or when we hear or when we listen to the conversation, whether we can analyze and understand the grammatical structures. For example, I am speaking English in English, right? I is the first person singular form, and is a be verb, but since the subject is first person singular form, that's why this verb is conjugated to not are or third person is, because this is the first person, I am. And speaking, this is a progressive verb, speak the verb, and we add ing because it's the movement is ongoing process. And then English, this is the objective, we need to add that after the verb. So this is some kind of grammatical structure, and language analytic ability is whether we can kind of analyze the sentence grammatically, and also whether we can understand the sentence grammatically, and also whether we are able to acquire the grammar and produce the output in accordance with grammatical rules. The third one is very, very general, memory. So whether we can memorize new vocabularies or grammatical rules, and also memory in this term, it also includes whether we have techniques or some kind of sense to find a way to easily memorize new things. So I've shared with you the three elements regarding the language learning aptitude. Phonetic coding ability, language analytic ability, and also memory. And I believe that there are other a lot of various elements which are very important in terms of language learning and second language acquisition. So I don't really think that these three are the only elements kind of defining whether we are talented to learn a language. But actually, I don't really believe in talent in language learning. I guess talent is one of the factors whether a person can learn and acquire a language easily, more quickly or more efficiently. But I believe that the language learning takes like a long span practice. So at the start line, it makes a slight difference between people, whether they have like strong memory or relatively high phonetic coding ability or something at the start line. But when we start learning a new language and it takes like years and years to reach your goal level, it takes time. So the talent doesn't really make a big difference anymore. What makes a big difference between people and the result for the results is whether you can keep and continue learning a language consistently. So to summarize this, language learning aptitude is some kind of talent in language learning, whether a person can learn the language and acquire the language easily and quickly. And they are basically three important elements. The first one is phonetic coding ability, language analytic ability, and lastly, memory. But I believe that there are other very important factors, whether how to communicate with the people, like in a very social in a social context, and this is also very important. And also, I don't really believe in like talent in language learning. Some people say that I don't have a talent and that's why I don't want to learn a new language. But if you have if you got got interest in the language, that's the very start line, and we can kind of take the first step and the second step. And language learning is like very continuous process and practice every day. So talent is not really some kind of determining factor, I guess. So today I just shared with you guys the language learning aptitude, which is quite common in second language acquisition sphere, and shared with you my own thoughts and opinions. If you have any comments, I would love to hear from you guys. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.